Welcome back to the 𝗚𝗩𝗩𝗃 Studios. I just want to take a moment today and thank you for being here and recognize the fact that we all have things that we could be doing. We all have things that we could actually be attending and joining in and accessing our time with. And also, if you're listening to this live, or you're listening to this in the future, or you're listening to this at some other time other than right now, I just want to remind you that we have an opportunity and a choice to do a lot of different things on social media, in our business, and also to be able to create something from nothing. You know, we're living in the most amazing time in the world. And what I love to imagine is that because of this device here, we have an opportunity to make and create a business out of nothing. And today I wanted to talk to you about building that momentum and also getting to be visible. And, you know, 𝗚𝗩𝗃 Studios is all about podcasting and the ability and the opportunity to actually get a podcast started, get this operational, get everything in place, and make sure that you're developing your authority, your visibility, to be seen, to be heard, and be talked about. And one of the components of this is to be able to be present on a number of different platforms. And one of the things that I want to make sure that we all understand and appreciate is the fact that we have so many choices. You know, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on and on. Lunch Club, you know, Clubhouse, whatever it happens to be, all kinds of different platforms that we can provide information to and also develop a message and an ongoing brand. Now, one of the things that is somewhat challenging with that opportunity is the ability to focus on a few good things, make them work, get them working for you, and actually producing results. Because, you know, we know that we have a lot of choice. So in that choice, we need to decide, what will I focus my attention on? What will I get really good at? Hey, Jason, how you doing, man? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for showing up. I really love the opportunity to share this information with people out there, because I am absolutely passionate about helping individuals succeed and to be able to share their gifts, their message, their influence around the world. And I've met people all over the world, amazing connections, amazing conversations, and actually some incredible collaborations as well. And I have projects going on all over the world right now. And so I just want to remind everybody that building momentum in your content is key, especially with a podcast, because a podcast is one of these opportunities that it's fairly easy to access. And also, because of its ease of access, there's also a few things that you need to learn and appreciate and understand about the work that it takes in order to get additional exposure and grow your audience, grow your community. And I always recommend people start building a community long before they need it. Hey, Zach, what's up? Appreciate you, man. I really love the idea of building momentum and putting things out there and creating value to your target community long before you need them, long before you ask them for anything, and actually just be valuable. Have people appreciate the fact that you're putting stuff out there, you're answering questions, you're providing support, you're assisting them. And one of the things that I think is really important that you could do is you start creating what I call a traffic circle. Now, a traffic circle is something that I've taught clients for years, and it's the ability to actually create one piece of content and then repurpose that content over and over again. Also, as it relates to podcasting and live streaming and some of the things that we're doing with the 𝗓𝗪𝗡𝗃 Studios, is this opportunity to actually have help with that. So if you need help and you're looking to figure out what's the most effective way for me to do this, how do I do this? Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it, man. What's the best and easiest way to produce results in this arena is you have to create something of value, something that somebody is going to resonate with. And in the 𝗓𝗪𝗡𝗃 Studios and the community is all about that. We're a team of individuals contributing to the community. That's what it's all about, is not necessarily, hey, buy our stuff. It's about, how can I help you and how can you help me? How can we help each other grow together? Because as a team and a community, we have automatically somebody that can answer our questions when we need help. And if you need your questions answered, the easiest way to get that started is actually join the community today. 𝗓𝗪𝗡𝗃 Studios, 𝗓𝗪𝗡𝗃.com, and also text 843-396-2104, 2104. And it's on your screen down below here. So, just take a look at there and take a note and text it out and experience the community that we're growing, experience the opportunity to get your questions answered. Because there's a lot of talent here. And I really believe that community is the next thing that we're going to really it's going to be necessary. And the reason it's necessary is because there's so many choices out there. There's so many opportunities out there that we need to make sure that we have somebody that we trust, we understand that they've been there, done that, or they have a different skill set that I don't have, or somebody else has a different skill set that we need to think about or consider in order to grow our business. Or we want somebody to help us out with our sales process, or we need somebody to help us out with the strategy, or we need something as simple as just a step-by-step tutorial on how to create some graphics or launch a podcast or anything like that. You have an opportunity here to build momentum. And going back to the momentum we build as content, I think it's really key. So I want to give you an example of how I actually build content on russjohns.com. So in russjohns.com, I do a live stream. I do a live stream every single morning, 5 days a week, 7 a.m. Arizona time. Now, in that 5 days a week, and there's an opportunity to create a little bit of content. So as you go through my social media feed, you can actually see, let's go look down here. Let's look at all the episodes. So we're going to look at all the episodes, and let's just take Bonnie Frank. Bonnie Frank she's in Clubhouse. She's been doing this 7 years. We've been friends for a long time. And so I start the morning out. I do a live stream. Tracy, my producer, who runs the show and the effort. Before the live stream actually takes place, I have an invitation. I've talked to you about dub. I send a dub video out to Bonnie and say, Bonnie, hey, love to have you on the show. Let's connect and share some value with the community. So Bonnie receives a form that she fills out, a little bit of information, a few links, a little bit of detail, a little description about what she's doing right now. That goes to Tracy. Tracy creates a social media post, or actually a collection of posts, and that goes into Social Pilot, which is actually a platform that we use for all our clients. And so those posts are sent out on a regular basis to the social media platforms of our choice. And then the day of the show, she has a link to the StreamYard link. She has everything that she needs to actually produce results and get on the show and show up on time and be there and available. So now we're doing the show. So the show is taking place and it's live streamed to LinkedIn Live, because I have LinkedIn Live. It's streamed to YouTube because I'm streaming to YouTube. It's streaming to Twitter, formerly Periscope, but now it's Twitter. I don't know what they're calling it. We'll see. And then it's also sent off to Facebook. Did I catch them all? Oh, and Twitch. It's also on Twitch podcasts. So that's 5 locations. Actually, it's probably 6, maybe 7, because I'm streaming it to my own Facebook profile and the Pirate Broadcast profile. So just by showing up at 7 a.m. every morning, that's immediately 5 pieces of content that on multiple platforms that I can stream to. Now, you can argue the point that, well, you need to have a unique platform. You need to have content unique to that platform. I don't disagree with you. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's put that off to the side. That argument's important to talk about, yet I want to go through this process with you. So all of a sudden there's 5 pieces or more, 5 pieces of content that are showing up live streamed. So all of a sudden I take that live stream, take the audio and send it off to my current podcasting platform, which has been Spreaker for years. I've been on Spreaker for years. It's just, there's a history behind it and the reason that I do that. And so that's a podcast. So that podcast then goes out to iHeart, iTunes, Spotify, a number of different platforms. There's probably 20 platforms that podcast is sent out to. So all of a sudden I have all the live streams. I have all of the podcast episodes out there. And I think, yeah. And then all of a sudden the social posts are out there because each episode has its own images and own messages, in addition to all of the other content that I create randomly, ad hoc. So then I take that podcast and then I can share that back out to Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube, Pinterest, and then I put that out there as well. So all of a sudden, it's one 30-minute event. Oh, and there's probably FYI.to. I produce on FYI.to, which actually adds to the SEO. And then I add it to, then I come back. I'm getting off track here. So all of that is blasting out. So without any additional effort other than sharing it on my podcasting RSS feed. So there you go. So then all of a sudden, so we come back here and then Tracy, my awesome producer, creates a post on on russjohns.com. So all of a sudden we have the feed in from YouTube. We have the podcast coming in from Spreaker, which is here. And then we have all the connections, the backlinks that everybody loves to have is in the transcript. And then she also produces a transcript for the SEO, for the content. So all of a sudden from one show, and it doesn't take every day. I'm crazy that way. I'm just, I've got 430 episodes or so. So all of a sudden we have words, images, audio, and video. We're covering all 4 of the dimensions in content creation. And it just takes a little bit of teamwork. It takes a little bit of time, and it actually takes less time for me now than it used to, because I've built this out. I've built these systems out, and these processes are in place, and the momentum is growing. So I started out, I don't know, like I said, 400 and some odd episodes ago. And the hashtag pirate broadcast is, and I should be getting my trademark on that sometime soon. And I just really believe that this momentum, this content creation process is really important for you to just kind of understand that this is years of accumulation and creating content every day and actually understanding systems and learning how we can put this together. And that's why I built the Pirate Syndicate. And that's what Winject Studios is all about, is bringing experts to the table and people that are doing great things. Chris Ross, on the other hand, is an amazing business owner, and he's a sales strategist, and he understands all of the mechanics of that part of the equation. And we have other people, and we have Jason and Zach and those individuals that are working really hard on the back office to create an environment that is really amazing to be involved in. And then we got other people that are involved in the community that you have access to. You have the opportunity and the ability to actually create and generate some amazing adventures in your world. So I want to go back to this momentum thing and talk about what it's done in my business, because if you understand marketing and you understand media, sometimes as a business owner, we have a tendency to see things from our own perspective. And as someone that's building something that's really cool, and trust me, I've made this mistake more than once, and I don't want you to make this mistake, is that we create something that we think is cool, we think is exciting, we think this is amazing, and all of a sudden, you broadcast this, or you share it out, or you build something, you spend, months and months building this thing, and you put it out there and nobody really notices it. Or in the podcasting world, nobody listens to your podcast. Nobody knows you're there. And if you imagine, there's probably, I think and I'm not going to get these numbers correct. Trust me. I haven't looked at these, but there's like 2 million podcasts out there. And one of the challenges, and the majority of those podcasts, they start a podcast, somebody starts a podcast, and they learn that it takes time and effort and energy, and they get there, and the growth isn't, stellar right out of the gate. They're not, you just, okay, I'm just going to fire up my phone and talk for a little while in this podcast. And you're thinking, why is nobody listening to my podcast except my mom or my brother, or my sister, or my dad, or my kids? And the reason is that there are so many choices. Remember how we started this conversation? There are so many choices out there that actually have an opportunity to listen to other things, be distracted by other things, and notice that there are things out there that are happening. So the reality is that you have to put yourself out there and create momentum with other content where you can be found. People can discover you. People can find out where you are. And there are two things that are true. Doing it piece by piece, platform by platform, day by day, can take a lot of time. There's a lot of pieces of the puzzle that you may miss out on, or you may, not necessarily work out with. And if you can actually create a few systems, create some momentum, leverage the content that you've created and put it out there in a way that removes the friction, removes the access, you can increase the chance of people finding you. You can increase the chance of people actually discovering what your value is that you're bringing to the world. And some of these strategies have been tried, tested, and we know they work. Some of these strategies are continuing to evolve as algorithms change, as platforms evolve, people, discover different things. So adjusting those expectations and moving through this process is part of what we're going to be building and creating and supporting in this community. And so it's absolutely critical that you find a community that can support you, support the ideas and the goals and the initiatives that you have, and make sure that you have an opportunity to do the best work possible, get some honest, creative, constructive feedback, and produce results. And, start loving what you do, start loving what you're sharing, doing what you love, doing what you enjoy, and going out and make it matter. That's what it's all about. Make it matter. You're an awesome human, and we would love the opportunity to have this conversation with you, and love the conversation to actually expand into a community where we can support each other. A couple of things are true. You cannot teach without learning. And growth comes from experience. And it's not necessarily that you have to experience it yourself. You just have to find somebody that can help you understand and appreciate what the journey needs to look like and what that experience can be and what the possibilities are. So I encourage you to consider what you want to do with your podcast. Get a team surrounding you that can help you and support you and guide you and learn from you, and join the 𝗚𝗏𝗩𝗘𝗪 Studios community. Jump in, understand and appreciate what it is, understand and appreciate what you can do and what you can bring to the table. Text 843-396-2104 and just get some information, get some feedback, answer your questions, get answers to your questions, I should say. And let's do this. Love to see you on the inside. Love to have you ask me anything you want. Ask some questions. Check in the comments, whatever means and method you have. I'm Russ Johns, host of the Pirate Broadcast, part of the 𝗚𝗏𝗩𝗘𝗪 team, and I look forward to our adventure together. So until next Tuesday, kindness is cool, smiles are free, and I want you to enjoy your day. Take care.
This broadcast is brought to you by 𝗚𝗏𝗩𝗘𝗪 Studios. We are an all-in-one educational platform for podcasters that revolutionizes how hosts leverage content to increase engagement with listeners, downloads, and income. We come together to focus on community, collaboration, and collective impact. For more information on how you can interact directly with our hosts, access exclusive live content with offers you can't get anywhere else from our official partners, join our purpose-driven community by visiting www.winject.com. If you're ready to build a career doing what you love, then we're ready to see you there.